What's up, nerds? Welcome to DNA Rebel Base, our all Star Wars show. We are bringing it back. Cameron and I, and Brian sometimes.
Yeah, I know we haven't talked to Star Wars stuff in a while, like ever since pretty much what, episode 7?
I think we haven't talked Star Wars really since we did a couple episodes after the Force Awakens spoiler cast.
Yeah.
Rewriting the prequels, and then there's another one that we did. But we do want to talk Star Wars because we love Star Wars here, and we want to talk a little bit about Rogue One and the issues that this movie seems to be having in terms of production. Now, for those of you that don't know, Rogue One is the New Hope prequel that takes place around a new set of characters and is going to be how the Rebels took the Death Star plans. Recent news and rumors state that Disney does not feel like this movie is Star Wars-y enough, and now they're going back in for 40% reshoots, including the addition of young Han Solo. Rumored, exactly. It was confirmed today, however, Darth Vader is in the movie, even though we already knew that. But how do you feel about the 40% reshoots?
I don't know, shit. In a recent episode of Real Talk that we were just mulling over, I was saying how I really don't like hearing that type of stuff where it's like Disney or Lucasfilm, whatever you want to say exactly, is like they take risks. How this movie from the only trailer, but also just from what we could tell from the synopsis and like the photos and stuff like that, like it looked like a real actual Star Wars war film, and I was really into that idea because before that, the prequels, like episode 3 was like the only time I kind of felt like a war movie, but even still, it's the prequels, they're all kind of shitty. And then Star Wars episode 4, 5, and 6, it's like most of them felt more adventure like than ever war. Like I feel like the Hoth scene is like the only time I kind of felt like a war thing. Other than that, the rest of the time it's like an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
It never really felt like super war to me, so I thought it'd be really cool because this is what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a war movie where a rebellion's going up against the government, and I kind of felt like this is the time we're actually going to have that. And we see that first trailer, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm so excited for this movie because it really feels that way now. And then Disney's like, ooh, I don't know, this is too dark. It doesn't feel Star Wars enough because there's not an original fucking cast member in there, so we have to reshoot fucking everything pretty much, and that kind of shit really bugs me. I mean, I have a feeling I'm still going to love the movie because even when they do reshoots for shit like that, I still ended up liking it. Shit. I feel like that happened with something recently. I mean, I keep on hearing about Suicide Squad, but it hasn't come out yet, but I feel like there's another movie, like in the past couple years, that had reshoots, and we were all worried about it, but nothing bad came out of it. But just that same thought where it's like them having to reshoot stuff because they think that, Fantastic Four. That's not a good example, but that's one that they did it with. But having to reshoot stuff because they don't think it's good enough, or they think that they missed something, or the tone needs to be changed here kind of thing. That kind of shit always bugs me because it's like, I feel like most of the times in the beginning, whenever they first shot the movie, they got it right the first time because they were planned out and they knew what they were doing. And then the studio comes in and fucks everything up. Yeah. But I really don't know how to think about it just yet because if we go and see the movie and we actually find out that it was the reason that they're doing reshoots is to squeeze in Han Solo, I'm gonna be kind of mad about that because it's like, what the fuck? This is supposed to be a Rogue One movie that you don't have to pull a Marvel thing.
It's here. Not like this movie, like the anthology films are supposed to be like when they was originally pitched, they were supposed to be not connected to the original trilogy or any of the episodes, like the proper episodes at all. Like when Rogue One was announced, it was exciting because these are like something else is happening in this giant galaxy of Star Wars, and we're not following the Skywalkers,
or Han or anyone from
the original trilogy. And like that was exciting, and now we have to like squeeze in this character to fit because
like apparently I can't feel Star Wars because you don't have the Skywalker family or people who are involved with the Skywalker family. It's like, what the fuck? You don't need to do that at all.
Yeah.
If you have a TIE fighter or an X-wing or a blaster, it's a Star Wars movie.
Or the giant AT-ATs that are in the trailer.
Yeah, I mean,
gosh, that shot in that trailer is so cool. Like, I don't know.
Wait, did you say AT-AT?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
No reason.
Why?
I was a little confused by that phrasing there.
Why? You've never heard that before?
I've heard the way it's supposed to sound.
What, AT-ATs?
Yeah, AT-AT Walker.
Yeah. People say AT-AT.
Okay. I believe you.
But, like, I just think, I don't know. I feel like the tone they're going for in that trailer was really cool, and I feel like it's going to be messed up now. I really do. I don't know. It's weird. But, that's our quick rant on Rogue One.
Well, one other little thing I don't think we've ever actually really talked about Rogue One. So, from the trailer and before hearing about this reshoot stuff, I'm just going to say a few things that made me more excited for this movie. Aside the fact that I said it actually feels like it's going to be like a real war movie kind of thing, and Forrest Whitaker's in there sounding all intense. But I think that was kind of funny because someone has said it on Reddit once where it's like, oh shit, I didn't even think about that until they said it, which is that, in Star Wars Episode 7, they make the main character a girl, and it's like, well, they're really going for the whole strong lead female character, which is something that's been missing in Hollywood. I mean, Jesus, two Oscars ago, Patricia Heaton has to scream at everybody about it. And now it's almost like Hollywood has heard the news, and now they're making everyone a female-led movie. And it's like, okay, with Rogue One, I can accept it. But it's like, are all the Star Wars movies going to be like female-led movies now? It seems kind of like over the top. It's like, just because one female actress said it doesn't mean you have to make them all female-led movies.
Yeah.
And you don't have to feel like this is a Star Wars movie, and since there's a dude as a main character, now we're being sexist.
It's like, what we said when we recorded this current Real Talk episode, which might come out before or after this, I'm not sure yet. But, a Black Widow movie.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah, Captain Marvel makes sense because she's, like, a hero, like a real superhero. And, like, Black Widow has always been kind of like this little side character. Like,
she's supposed to be, like, an assassin and shit, so...
Yeah, so, like, how are they going to make a movie out of that? Where, like, I don't know. I don't have a problem with the whole, like, diversity thing or whatever, but, like, if you're forcing it, then it's not a good idea. Like, it's this thing, like, there's a thing in video games going on, too. It's very similar to where, like, every character in video games is a scruffy-looking military white guy.
Yeah.
Which, like, yeah, that's true. But, like, don't, like, force it, Don't force the diversity if it doesn't make sense. Like, just tell the story that way. It doesn't have to be forced. And I just feel like, and this coming from a scruffy white dude, like, take whatever you want from me with a grain of salt if you really want to, but, like, I don't know, I just feel like everybody's on this diversity kick right now, and, like, it's weird. It's strange. Like, just do what makes sense for the story.
Or I really just think if you're gonna make the female character, or have the lead be a female character, then at least do it where it would really make sense. And I feel like with Rogue One it will.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I feel like there has been other times where it's like it doesn't work.
Right.
It's like you try to make the lead character a female, and it's like you're only doing that because people were probably just like, we need more female strong actors or something like that, so they just make the main actor, the lead character, a female, but then it's like she's not actually interesting or cool in any way, shape, or form. Jyn Erso sounds cool. Like, I know she only had like 2 or 3 lines in the trailer, but it's like, I don't know, from from the way she carried herself and the way that they gave off the impression that she was like, broke all the rules, kind of shit like that. Like I was into it, and I can definitely believe that being in the world that it is in. But actually, I don't know why that rant just came about. I was just saying female-led character thing, and I thought that was kind of funny that someone said it on Reddit. But Rogue One, I like that the fact that it's going to be a female lead, and I like Felicity Jones a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. But like, there was this thing going around that Reddit and Facebook and all these other places. Like, one of the top choices for the next James Bond is Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Which I think would be awesome. But like, then Gillian Anderson posts this big blog post about how she wants to be the next James Bond. I'm like, James Bond is a man. Like, that character is a man. If you want a female agent movie, like, it's not going to be James Bond. It's not going to be a 007 movie. Maybe she could be like 008
or 009 or some shit.
Yeah, but it's not going to be like James Bond. Whereas like you need a male character to play James Bond, and like, I don't care if he's black, white, Asian, Mexican, whatever. Like, I think Idris Elba would be a sweet James Bond. Now it's looking more like Tom Hiddleston's going to play James Bond.
Yeah, I kept on hearing
but
that.
Like, I don't know. I feel like I hear this diversity thing all the time, and it kind of like, it's getting old.
What really, I know this is supposed to be a rebel-based kind of thing, but we're going off into a little tangent, but I'm going to say one more thing about it, is that what really bugs me is that people complain so much about or women, especially, don't get mad at me, okay, I'm not sexist by any stretch of the imagination here.
It's true.
But I feel like there's always this, especially recently, there's like this uproar about there's not enough, like interesting or important diversity roles, like black people in movies or women in movies as main characters who are interesting. When it's like, I could think of 10 examples of great female-driven movies, or just like a female character, main character, who's interesting and cool, or even badass, if you have to say that word. So I really don't understand this whole like need for it right now, when it's like, I feel like it's been around for ages. It's just the big blockbuster movies that end up selling a ton of money, like fucking Transformers, where they have shitty female characters in, or is the only reason why people are so upset.
Well, that's because you get Michael Bay out there, and like his literal quote for the first Transformers movie, he told his casting agent to go out and find the hottest girl under 25 you can find.
Yeah.
That was like a literal quote. Yeah. And like, that's where you get this backlash of not having strong female characters. And like, I honestly, like, going back to games, and which will translate into a movie, like, I really think what they did with the new Tomb Raider games was awesome. I think that version of Lara is awesome. And like, Alicia Vikander is playing Lara Croft in the new Tomb Raider movies, which I think is really cool, and I really think they could do something with that franchise. Not make it all about like, how Angelina Jolie was, like all about these tight shirts and big boobs and whatever,
Yeah, and also I just remember in the old one, it's like they have like purposely sexualized scenes where it's like, okay, we get it, men are going to be watching this movie, but it's like, you don't really need to do that kind of shit where like the butler's walking behind her, then she like throws off her towel, and he's like, Tomb Raider or Lara Croft, come on. it's really not necessary that have to do that shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, especially thinking about great female characters like Ellen Ripley from the Alien franchise. Like, she's a strong, independent, doesn't take shit kind of character. Then you go like even like Terminator, like Sarah Connor. It's like, there's a lot of great female characters out there. It just it just sucks.
Even Carrie Fisher in Star Wars.
Yeah, honestly, like she didn't take Han shit half the time, and then you could even say like Ex Machina. Yeah, she's a robot, but she's a robot female. It's like she didn't take their shit, and she was a hardcore character, and that's really recent too. It's like they really in Black Widow, everyone loves her and wants to have her own movie. It's like she's a strong female character. I really don't think there needs to be this much overreaction right now for this, because it's like there's a lot of strong female characters.
Right, even there. Like sticking with like Marvel, like even Scarlet Witch shows like she's a cool character, and like even Bryce Dallas Howard in Jurassic World, like say what you will about that movie, she was like a strong female character in that movie. So I don't know.
In a way. But anyway, yeah, back to Rogue One. It's like, I don't know. Still just really, like, now I'm really curious to see a second trailer. Because I feel like when we see a second trailer is whenever all the reshoots are going to be done. So I feel like we'll see new things and we'll probably feel a different tone. You know?
When do you think we're going to see that trailer?
I have no idea. Probably like next month. Maybe 2 months from now, or like a month and a half from now, I feel.
What's the big end of summer movies that are coming out? I would say maybe In Front of Jason Bourne, but like that might be too soon.
I always think that maybe like if a Disney movie's going to be coming out, they'll throw it before that. But it's like Pete's Dragon is the one I can think of. But maybe
that, and like the animated movies, they're not going to throw that in front of that either. Like Momoa, like that what's it called? Moana, the Disney animated movie with The Rock in it. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. That second trailer is going to tell us a lot more about this movie. So, anything else you want to?
No, those are just our quick thoughts on Rogue One. I mean, after hearing the reshoots, it really just has us all like, what are they going to do with this movie now?
Right.
So, that's all. We just had the quick thoughts, because this really... I'm not someone who likes to speculate on it a whole bunch and like trying to analyze, like overanalyze things. Because like I like to be surprised in movies, so I don't want to have to like read into things or look through a shit ton of set photos and see what they're trying to do. It's like I don't want to do that.
Right.
So this is just like open speculation on what we've heard.
Right. Well, that's it for DNA Rebel Base. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you think of Rogue One. Are you excited for the reshoots? Are you disappointed? What do you want to know? Remember, you can find Rebel Base on digitalnerdadvocates.com and on our YouTube page. Like, subscribe, and share. And until next week, may the Force be with you.